Hey folks, my name is Brad, and if you're at all familiar with my videos, typically I'm up in the mountains of Vermont metal detecting old stone foundations that belong to the pioneers that used to live up there. But just this past weekend, I visited my childhood home, took a hike out into this forest where I grew up to visit this tree I carved my name in probably 30 years ago. And to my surprise, it's a giant oak sitting on a stone wall, which didn't mean anything to the 10-year-old me. So today, I'm out here with my metal detector to see if maybe we can find a few things. To the best of my knowledge, there's no old foundations out here. It's just a large wooded property, but you never know what treasures might be hiding below the surface. If this is one of my first videos that you've seen, I post one of these every single Friday. So if you like what you see today, consider subscribing or just come on back next week. I'm gonna get started. It's funny being out in this forest again after so long. I used to know this area like the back of my hand. Everything's changed just enough where I find myself getting lost, but then I see a landmark that I recognize and I think I know where I am, but I take 20 steps and then I'm lost again. The 10-year-old me would be ashamed. Regardless, I just got a kind of a weird target. I dug it up and it's something that could be fairly modern or could be old as well. I'm on the fence. Maybe one of you will recognize this. Maybe you can see down in the hole. It is the letter E, made out of brass, 2 pinholes for where it would have been attached to. That's the question. Usually in farm fields, you find something like this, you assume it came off a tractor. John Deere. Like I said, it could be very modern within the last 50 years. But it could potentially be from the late 1800s as well. If anyone recognized that font, let me know. Maybe it means east. Maybe I should go east. Well, I have been finding a ton of shotgun shells, shell casings, bullets. You know, some of them might even be mine. I used to squirrel hunt out here when I was younger. But I just found a big bullet, and I thought when I first found it that it was going to be one of these giant Civil War mini balls. We've got the 3 rings, but the back's not hollowed out, so I'm not sure that's what it is. I'm wondering if it is more modern. But the reason I'm showing it is because I've heard a lot of talk over the years about how Civil War soldiers would bite down on these bullets. The term bite the bullet came from. Oftentimes folks down south specifically find there's teeth marks in them. And this one also appears to have some chew marks. And then I've also heard folks say that the chewing is usually pigs. Pigs get a hold of these. For some reason they like the taste of lead and they chew on them. But to the best of my knowledge, there's no pigs on this property. So I'm wondering if other animals munch on these as well. Deer? Not quite sure, but even if it isn't from the 1860s, it's still a cool old hunk of lead with some teeth marks in it. Probably not from a person. Well, I just went through a bit of a roller coaster here with what I just found. Started off very excited, and I'm not sure what to think now. You can see down here, it appears to be a copper. Before I got the cameras out, I couldn't help myself. I peeked at it, and I thought I saw, let me show you, the back of a turtle. And for a moment, I thought it was this hard times token from, it was like 1839, I think. And I've only ever found one, and it's this turtle with a treasure chest on his back. And then I flipped it over expecting to see the donkey. But maybe you can see it's actually an eagle with a snake in its mouth. I rubbed it a little bit more, and there's a date. Maybe you can see down there at the bottom, 1960. I thought it was an old coin. It's over 60 years old, but it appears to be a Mexican 20 centavos. It doesn't make any sense to be out here. Maybe somebody came back from Mexico and went for a hike and dropped it. I mean, how else would it wind up out here? We've got the eagle with the snake And this side appears to be not sure if that's a mountain, but there's a sun up here with a 2-0. Exactly the same size as an old copper coin. It isn't one, but never found one of these before, so I'll take it. I'm excited about it. All right, well, what is that bird? Terrible call. Let's see if maybe we can find an older coin today. They've got to be out here. Bit of a mystery find here. I'm pretty sure it's old, on the older side of the things we're finding here, late 1800s, and it is beautiful, whatever it is. You can see here, when I first popped it out of the ground, I thought, oh, it's a spindle whorl. Found a bunch of those in France. That's not what this is, I don't think. It's heavy lead, and I wiped this side. Look at that, silver plated. I don't think that there's any meaning behind that imagery. I think it's just kind of pretty filigree silver plate. Purpose unknown. It seems to be just kind of an adornment to make something look prettier. Maybe there's a wooden shaft came through here and this was just kind of a flange, but never found anything quite like it. If you have any idea, let me know. Guesses welcome. Well, for some reason, this forest is extremely sandy. It's not really something I've experienced here in Vermont before. It's very dry, you can see down here. And everything seems to be quite shallow. Maybe you can see here the thing I just found. I haven't found any just kind of standard buttons today, like 1800s flat buttons, which I was kind of expecting to find given the stone walls. I don't know if this is a button. It might not be, but this flipped out of the hole and it turned over. Look at that. What do you suppose this was? It almost seems like it was a drawer pull. Maybe a screw went in the back end. That's beautiful. Never found anything quite like that before. And it makes me wonder, is there a home around here somewhere? I'm very close to a stone wall. This makes me wonder. Very interesting, very pretty. I'm gonna stick around this area, see if maybe we can find a few more home things. I don't believe it. I don't blame you if you don't believe this, but I just got a target on my metal detector. It was about an 84. I kicked the leaves away to make sure it wasn't like a bottle cap on the surface. I stuck my shovel in right here, you can see, and out flew a little silver coin. I think that it's a little Canadian, what they call fish scale, because I don't really recognize the back, and that's the only other little silver coin I can think of. I don't think it's a trime, but it's about that size. It is minute. Look at this here. Oh no! It's a half dime. I have never found a half dime. I didn't recognize the back from a distance. That is exciting. That's more exciting than a Canadian fish scale. Wow. Never in a million years would I imagine these things are out here. Make a date. Looks like 39. I think it's 39. Wow, that's old. Yep, that's what it is. Nearly perfect condition. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable that it flew out of the ground like that. And my first ever US seeded half dime. Here, of all places. Wish I started this hobby 30 years ago. Man, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Couldn't make it up if I tried. I'm in some very, very thick terrain here. Doing my best to kind of swing in between all of these saplings, and I got a shotgun shell target, but given the day, no idea what any of this stuff could be. Dug it up, and it is a little buckle. Unlike one I've seen before. When I first saw it, I thought maybe it was going to be a broken, what you would call like a batwing buckle or a baldric buckle, but it is not broken, it's complete. So that leads me to believe that it's more likely kind of a very pretty sash buckle. Would have likely been plated in something and had a nice big ribbon go around the waist of a lady from the 1800s. Now, you know, I find buckles all the time, multiple a day, but they're typically horse tack. Whenever I find a buckle that somebody likely wore, it gives it a little bit more significance. You can imagine some lady all dressed up with this around her waist. It's kind of cool. Old sash buckle. Well, if you've been watching my videos for any period of time, the sound of lawnmowers in the distance might seem pretty out of place. My old neighborhood is right on the other side of those trees, and somebody's mowing their lawn. It's kind of weird for me too. It looks like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I just found something pretty cool. I almost never find toys, and I found one last week, and I just found another one. It's hard to tell how old this one is. I think my little toy gun from last week was like 1890s. This one, really no saying, but it does appear to be pretty old. I'll have to look around for the rest of it, but it appears to be, you know, I saw this and I assumed it was a lady wearing a skirt on a horse, but I'm wondering now if this is more of like a Roman soldier. We've got the horse's head here, unfortunately not attached. It's not mine, or at least I don't remember it being mine. I suspect it's quite a bit older than that. Throughout the day, I've been trying to figure out what this area was in like the 1920s and earlier. It seems to be the time most of these things are coming from. Children were here. I found a couple utensils. I found drawer hardware. It certainly seems like a place that people gathered, children played. Stone walls lead me to believe farm, but not really finding any farm stuff. No horseshoes, but I found a horse. Well, I'm not too far away from that Mexican coin, and I just got a target here that's a 90. So we're gonna dig it up together just in case it's something exciting. Let's see. So since this ground is so soft, I'm gonna scratch away the top and check with my pinpointer. It's right there. So there's roots, lots of roots. Here it is. What is it? Well, whatever it is, it appears to be silver. Silver coin. I think it's a Washington. Let's see. Yes. I'm gonna get my water out, spray it off, see what the date is. All right, ready? $1939. What are the odds? I found two silver coins today, one 1839 and one 1939. Here they are. Maybe I should put them this way. Geez, I guess I have to keep going, see if I can find a 1739. All right, well, I think that I'm gonna call it here. It's gonna be hard to beat two silver coins today. Get my stuff picked up, and I'll see you in a minute. crazy. All right, folks, well, I'm gonna call it a day. And you know, I've probably spent more time in this forest than any other. And never in my wildest dreams would I have believed those silver coins and these other things were underneath my feet when I was running around sword fighting with sticks 30 years ago. Really incredible. I've got everything I found today out here laid out. Let's take a look. All right, for being a place that really has no old home foundations and just has some stone walls, I'd say did pretty good. In the way back, we've got a pair of spoons. I did find a second sash buckle, as well as a suspender clasp and a brass horse tack buckle. We have the letter E, this beautiful white glass, maybe drawer pull, next to our beautiful silver-plated mystery item. And I did find 3 buttons. Down below, our probably not super old, but chewed on bullet, our toy. This I didn't show. I believe that is a pulley for a window. And then out front, the 3 coins today. Starting in the back, the Mexico coin from 1960. We have our silver Washington quarter, and then right out front, the absolutely tiny half dime, 1839. A day full of surprises, and one I will always remember. All right, folks, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Typically, this is the point in the video where I say it's gonna take me a half an hour to walk out of the mountains, but today, my parents' house is right on the other side of those trees. Easy walk for me today. Thanks again. Hopefully I'll see you next time.